Hello, this is Hero from Leathercraft School. Welcome to day 28 of beginner course. In past two lessons, we covered the basics of saddle stitch and the speed up stitching technique. Have you been able to make a clean and straight stitches? Today, we are going to learn how to backstitch. Once you've reached the last hole in saddle stitch, you need to secure the thread with backstitch to prevent threads from getting loose. Clean backstitch is when the saddle stitch thread and the backstitch thread are in two parallel lines. However, when looking at the beginner's project, I often see the threads cross over or overlapped. Even if you make saddle stitch straight and improper backstitch, make the overall stitching doesn't look clean. So today, I will show you a technique and two tips to make a clean backstitch. Let's dive in! First, let's continue the saddle stitch until you reach to the end hole, like in the previous lesson. Once you've reached to the end hole, let's start backstitch to secure the thread. First, I will show you one set of steps to sew one backstitch. First, take the backside thread and pass it through into the previous hole. And pull the thread to tighten it. Then, take the right side thread and pass it through into the same hole. And pull the thread from the both sides to tighten it. That's one stitch. By repeating this process 2 or 3 times to secure the thread, we can prevent threads from getting loose. When practicing backstitch, you might notice that the two threads don't always stay parallel. To prevent this, let's go over 2 tips to achieve clean and parallel backstitches. The first tip is to avoid piercing the saddle stitch thread. When passing a needle through the hole, please make sure it doesn't pierce the saddle stitch thread. If the needle is pierced through the saddle stitch thread, the two threads will tangle, overlap, or become difficult to put the needle through. To prevent this, let's not pass the needle through the center of the hole. Instead, guide the needle along the side of the stitch hole, ensuring that the thread doesn't pierce the existing thread. The second tip is to pass the needle toward the edge of the hole. When passing the needle, it is important to pass the needle through toward the upper edge of the hole. Now let's try backstitch using these 2 tips. First, take the backside thread and insert the needle into the previous hole. It is important to guide the needle along the upper edge of the stitch hole to avoid piercing the saddle stitch thread. The needle should exit the upper edge of the stitch hole. Once you pass the needle through, lay this rope down toward the edge of the leather piece before pulling it. This helps align the backstitch thread parallel to the saddle stitch thread. And pull the thread. Next, take the right side thread and repeat the same process. Insert needle into the previous hole along the upper edge. Please make sure the needle exits along the upper edge on the back side. Pull the needle through. And lay the loop down. Then pull the thread. and tighten it. This method keeps both backstitch thread parallel to the saddle stitch thread. Now, let's sew one more backstitch together. Here is the result. Both the front and back sides have clean parallel stitches. Once you backstitch, the last step is finishing the thread ends, but we will cover that in the next lesson. That's all for today. How was it? A common question I get in backstitch is how many backstitches should I sew? The answer depends on what you're making and how much pressure will leather pieces get. For example, for smaller leather goods like a coin purse, we can end up with 1 or 2 backstitches. However, like a strap of a bag, I recommend backstitch about 3 or 4 for durability. In future videos, I will cover leather project tutorials where I will also explain how many backstitches you will need for different leather parts. I hope you will refer to that as well. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a like and subscribe for more Leathercraft tips. See you in the next video. Bye.